Halloween Hijinks of 2023 event by Colton Dennis. The crowd is cheering. Hello everyone and welcome to another great night for wrestling. Tonight we have a great match in store for you all, said announcer number 1. That's right, tonight Revanger and Strangler will defend and retain their titles. So Blood Rumble could get another win, said announcer number 2. Or will Hatred Slam and Wild Bull get a win tonight? We won't know until the match is finished, said announcer number 1. I'm so excited. Could we head to the ring? Asked announcer number 2. You took the words right out of my mouth, said announcer number 1. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall. And is for the ADW-JDW Tag Team Championships. Introducing the challengers first, representing Hatred Slam, the King and the Scout. Next representing the Wild Bull, Smite and the Flea. And their opponents representing Blood Rumble. They are the ADW-JDW Tag Team Champions, Revanger and the Strangler, said announcer number 3. Both Revanger and the Strangler hand their titles to referee number 1. Referee number 1 raises the titles, walks towards the ropes then hands them to man number 1. Bell dings. Smite runs at the Scout. The Scout lifts Smite over the top rope. Smite lands onto the ledge of the ring. The King goes to punch Smite. Smite does a back elbow onto the King. The Scout kicks the Strangler's stomach, punches Smite then goes to punch the Strangler. The Strangler kicks the Scout's stomach. The Scout groans. The Strangler looks at Smite, grabs the Scout then throws him into him. Smite jumps over the top rope then lands inside of the ring. The Scout goes through the middle rope then lands onto the floor. Both Smite and the Strangler stare at each other, walk around the ring then lock up. Smite puts a headlock onto the Strangler. The Strangler groans then elbows Smite's stomach. Smite groans. The Strangler elbows Smite's stomach again, runs then bounces off of the ropes. Smite dropkicks the Strangler. What an incredible dropkick by Smite, said announcer number 2. Smite covers the Strangler. 1, 2. The Strangler kicks out. 2, said referee number 1. Smite almost had it there, said announcer number 1. Smite stands up, picks the Strangler up then chops his chest. The Strangler groans then walks towards the corner. Smite holds out his left hand. The Flea tags Smite's left hand, goes through the middle rope then continuously kicks the Strangler. The Strangler continuously groaning then slides down the corner. Hey, let's do it, said the Flea. Smite whips the Flea then pulls him back. The Flea rams his knee into the Strangler's head. The Strangler groans. Oh, did you see that knee? Asked announcer number 2. The Flea grabs the Strangler's left leg, pulls him into the middle of the ring then covers him. 1, 2. The Scout out lands onto the Flea. 2, said referee number 1. Both the Flea and the Scout are punching each other. Here comes a fist fight, said announcer number 1. The Flea knees the Scout's stomach. The Scout groans. The Flea bounces off of the ropes then shoulder tackles the Scout. The Scout falls onto the mat. The Flea bounces off of the ropes then jumps over the Scout. The Scout stands up then goes for a hip toss onto the Flea. The Flea blocks then clotheslines the Scout hard. The Scout groans. Oh, that clothesline looked like it hurt, said announcer number 2. The Flea picks the Scout up then sets him up for a powerbomb. The Strangler tags Revanger's right hand. The Flea lifts the Scout onto his left shoulder. Revanger goes through the middle rope then kicks the Flea's stomach. The Flea groans then drops the Scout. Revanger hits the Flea's back, boots the Scout, grabs the Flea from behind then throws him through the middle rope. The Flea lands onto the floor. Flea just got sent outside of the ring, said announcer number 1. Revanger turns around. The Scout goes to punch Revanger. Revanger ducks. The Scout turns around. Revanger kicks the Scout's stomach. The Scout groans then bends over. Revanger runs then bounces off of the ropes on the side of the ring. The King kicks Revanger's back. Revanger groans, turns around then punches the King. The King falls off the ledge of the ring. The Scout rolls Revanger up. 1, 2. Revanger kicks out. 2, said referee number 1. That was a close one, said announcer number 2. Both Revanger and the Scout stand up. Revanger kicks the Scout's stomach. The Scout groans then bends over. Revanger runs, bounces off of the ring on the side of the ring again then goes for a knee lift onto the Scout. The Scout quickly moves. Revanger staggers then turns around. The Scout kicks Revanger's stomach, wraps his arms around his head then does a cutter onto him. Scout's cutter connects, said announcer number 1. The Scout covers Revanger. 1, 2. Smite kicks the Scout's back. The Scout groans. 2, said referee number 1. Smite picks the Scout up, kicks his stomach then sets him up for a powerbomb. The Strangler hits Smite's back. Smite groans then drops the Scout. The Strangler punches Smite. Smite groans then walks towards the ropes. The Strangler kicks Smite's stomach. Smite groans again. The Strangler bounces Smite off of the ropes. Smite reverses it. The Strangler bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring then holds onto them. Smite runs at the Strangler then does a crossbody onto him. Both Smite and the Strangler go over the top rope then land onto the floor. Both Smite and Strangler went over the top rope, said announcer number 2. Both Revanger and the Scout are slowly standing up. The Flea slides into the ring, stands up then pushes Revanger into the Scout. The Scout goes through the middle ropes then lands onto the floor. Revanger groans then turns around. The Flea lifts Revanger in his arms then does a falling slam into him. Revanger groans. The Flea hooks Revanger's left leg. 1, 2. The King lands onto the Flea. 2, said referee number 1. The King continuously kicking the Flea. The Flea continuously groaning then stands up. The King punches the Flea. The Flea falls into the ropes. The King bounces the Flea off the ropes then does a back elbow onto him. The Flea groans then holds his face. The King goes through the middle rope, walks towards the bell area then grabs a title. What is King thinking here? He'll be disqualified, said announcer number 1. The King slides into the ring, stands up then raises the title. Hey, give me that, give it to me, said referee number 1 grabbing the title from the King then walks towards the ropes. The King walks over, picks up his scepter then turns around. Revanger stands up. The King goes to swing to scepter. Revanger kicks the King in his testicles. The King groans then falls onto the mat. Oh, and the ref didn't see, said announcer number 2. Revanger walks towards the ropes then leans against them. The Scout slides into the ring, stands up then waves at Revanger. Revanger better watch his back, said announcer number 1. Revanger looks up then turns around. The Scout kicks Revanger's stomach, wraps his arms around his head then goes for a cutter onto him. Revanger pushes the Scout. The Scout bounces off of the ropes. Revanger dropkicks the Scout's right leg. The Scout flips onto the mat then he groans. What a dropkick, said announcer number 2. Revanger stands up, grabs the Scout's left leg, wraps around it then locks in a figure 4 leg lock. The Scout is screaming. The figure 4 is locked in, said announcer number 1. Can Scout survive the pain though? Asked announcer number 2. The Scout continues screaming then tries reaching for the bottom rope. Smite appears on the top turnbuckle, jumps off of it then does an elbow drop onto Revanger. Revanger groans then he breaks the submission. Smite makes it in time to break the submission, said announcer number 1. Smite picks Revanger up, runs then throws him into the ring post. Revanger groans then falls onto the ledge of the ring. Smite turns around, approaches the Scout, picks him up, kicks his stomach, sets him up, lifts then does a sit-out powerbomb onto him. Will this be it? Asked announcer number 2. 1, 2. The Strangler lands onto Smite. 2, said referee number 1. Both Smite and the Strangler are punching each other. Smite goes to punch the Strangler. The Strangler ducks, sets Smite up for a back suplex then lifts him. Smite flips, lands onto his feet behind the Strangler then walks towards the ropes. The Strangler turns around then runs at Smite. Smite sidesteps the Strangler. The Strangler goes through the middle rope then lands onto his feet outside of the ring. Smite bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, runs then does a suicide dive onto the Strangler. The Strangler goes into the barricade. What a suicide dive by Smite, said announcer number 1. Smite climbs onto the ledge of the ring, sees the Scout laying in the middle of it then jumps up. The King grabs Smite's leg then pulls him down. Smite hits his head off the ledge of the ring then he groans. Oh, that could have gave Smite a concussion, said announcer number 2. The King picks Smite up, runs then throws him into the barricade. Smite groans. Smite gets sent into the barricade, said announcer number 1. The King raises his arms, smiles then turns around. The Flea appears lifting the King on his left shoulder runs at the ring post. The King's back goes into the ring post then he groans. What strength by Flea, said announcer number 2. The Flea slides into the ring, stands up then goes to clothesline Revanger. Revanger ducks. The Flea clothesline the Scout. The Scout falls onto the mat then he groans. The Flea turns around. Revanger kicks the Flea's stomach, runs, bounces off the ropes on the side of the ring, does a knee lift, wraps his arms around his head then does a neckbreaker onto him. The Flea holds his head. Revanger connects with his finisher, said announcer number 2. Revanger covers the Flea. 1, 2. The Scout lands onto Revanger. 2, said referee number 1. Scout makes sure this match continues, said announcer number 1. Both Revanger and the Scout stand up. Revanger goes to punch the scout. The scout ducks. Revanger turns around. The scout kicks Revanger's stomach. Revanger groans. The scout wraps his arms around Revanger's head, then does a cutter onto him. Another cutter connects, said announcer number 2. The scout goes to cover Revanger. The strangler grabs the scout's legs, then pulls him. The scout turns onto his back, then pushes the strangler with his feet. The strangler goes into the barricade again. Scout sense strangler goes into the barricade, said announcer number 1. The scout slowly stands up, then turns around. The flea appears, lifting the scout in his arms. Flea's back up, said announcer number 2. The flea continues holding the scout, then walks around the ring. The king slides into the ring, stands up, then raises his scepter. The flea throws the scout at the king. Both the king and the scout are groaning. Oh, flea just used scout as an object, said announcer number 1. The flea approaches the king, picks him up, runs, then throws him over the top rope. The king lands onto the floor. Stay outside, your majesty, said the flea, bending over, standing up, then turning around. The scout grabs the scepter, stands up, then swings it. The flea catches the scout's right arm. The scout looks at the flea. The flea grabs the scepter from the scout's right hand, then swings it. The scepter hits the scout's head. Hey, why'd you do that? Ring the bell, said referee number 1. Bell dings. Here's your winners by disqualification, the king and the scout, said announcer number 3. What do you mean, I'm disqualified? Asked the flea. You used the scepter, said referee number 1. The flea growls, turns around, then swings the scepter again. The scepter hits Revanger's head. Oh man, flea has flipped out, said announcer number 2. Well, he did it to himself, said announcer number 1. The flea drops the scepter, then goes through the middle rope. The strangler slowly standing up. The flea lifts the strangler in his arms, then does a falling slam onto him. The strangler lands onto the floor, then he groans. Smite slowly stands up, then approaches the flea. What hap? Asks Smite. The flea lifts Smite into his arms, then does a falling slam onto him. Smite lands onto the floor, then he groans. The flea stands up, then walks up the ramp. Man, what a match this was. I really thought we were gonna have new champions. But, flea ruined the match, said announcer number 2. Well, I do agree with the amazing match part. Well folks, we want to thank you for watching. Be safe out there and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye bye, said announcer number 2, waving. The crowd is booing. The end.